atop the TV8 building
in downtown Cleveland, Ohio,
on the shores of beautiful Lake Erie. It's the Big Chuck and Lil John Show.
Here we go.
I love that skit. Two dummies in a car.
Yeah. You know, I had a hard time doing that skit. We did that on 77 North. Now, and it's every time I started to thumb a ride, everyone recognized the character I was doing, and they stopped to pick me up.
He had to hide behind the guardrail until no cars were coming.
Yeah. Group, welcome. We got a great batch of skits for you today, including a couple of great oldies.
Made before most of you were born.
That's true.
Starting with this one. How many of you remember Ray Stevens' Ahab the Arab?
Tell you about Ahab, the Arab, the sheik of the burning sands. He had emeralds and rubies just a dripping off of him, and a ring on every finger of his hand. He wore a big old turban wrapped around his head and a scimitar by his side. And every evening about midnight, he'd jump on his camel named Clyde and ride silently through the night to the Sultan's tent, where he would secretly meet up with Fatima of the Seven Veils, the swingin'est number one dancer in the Sultan's whole harem. Cause like him and her had a thing going, you know, and they've been carrying on for some time now behind the Sultan's back. And you could hear him talk to his camel as he rode out across the dunes. His voice would cut through the still night desert air, and he'd sing. Which is Aramaic for whoa, babies, and Clyde say, well, he brought his camel to a screeching halt in the rear of Fatima's tent, jumped off Clyde, snuck around the corner and into the tent, and he went. There he saw Fatima laying on a zebra skin rug with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes and a bone in her nose, ho ho. There she was, friends and neighbors, laying there in all her radiant beauty, eating on a raisin and a grape and an apricot and a pomegranate, a bowl of chitterlings, 2 bananas, 3 Hershey bars, and sipping on an ROC Coca-Cola, listening to her transistor, watching the Grand Ole Opry and reading Mad Magazine while she sung "Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor?" And Ahab walked up to her and he said, oh yeah. Which is Aramaic for let's twist again like we did last summer, babies. And she say, crazy baby.
Hey, group, come on back in. Lots more skits to go here today.
Hey, and don't forget, if you have a favorite skit, let us know. We'll dig it up for you.
Yeah. You know, we have over 2,000 skits. About 1,000 good ones. Yeah.
Anyway, in this next batch, we have an old Kabasi kid skit for you, starring Mushmouth Pachetti and the great old movie actor Chill Wills. Now, you old-timers should recognize him.
Okay, but first, this next gem that John did at good old Edgewater Beach. What would we have done without Edgewater Beach
right.
all these years? Watch.
I'm going to walk around here and I'll meet you right as soon as I come back.
Dare you? Don't look at me when I'm in the dressing room. That's not for you peeping Tom. How dare you when I was in the dressing room and you were watching me and then you didn't even close the door. You just kept it there. It's not fair.
Back in the days of the Old West, there was always one man who, for various reasons, stood apart from all the rest. That man was known only as the Kielbasa Kid. This week our story begins in Willie's Chuck Wagon Pizzeria.
Where them deer and them antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and I make my pizza all day. Well, your name Mush?
How'd you know my name?
Hey, I know you bowman. You know my name? My name is Tex.
Where you from, Tex?
Louisiana.
Why do they call you Tex?
I just got tired of them farmers calling me Louise. Here, take yourself to my dentist and get it filled. Look at here what I got for you, boy. The fairest pizza you ever flopped a lip over. I'm gonna put a right chair in a little old box.
Nah, I'll eat it right here.
You will?
Yeah.
Hot darn.
Thank you, partner.
Well, blow me down if it ain't the Kielbasa Kid. When'd you get in, kid?
Not too bad. Need a small Kielbasa pizza as quick as you can get it for me, will you?
You know I'll get it. I got one in the oven browning up for you right now, kid, and I'll bring it out. Excuse my hairy legs. Here you are, kid. Now, you want to cut in 6 or 8 pieces?
I think you better cut it in 6, because I don't think I could eat 8.
Sometimes I think the kid's not playing with a full deck. But don't tell him I said you, because he's kind of rough, you know. See you next time, maybe around the pool room.
Oh, the tiger.
Mr. Sandman,
Time really flies on this show. Come on back in, group. Still a few more skits to go here on the Big Chuck Lil John Express. Hang in there.
Ben Crazy's coming up, but also right now, a real oldie. Now, how many of you remember when we were CBS many years ago? Well, we had a program called The $6 Million Man, and we did a takeoff of that show.
I love this skit. Here's the $6 Man.
And now, Hoolihan and Big Chuck proudly present the certain ethnic $6 Man. Stan Oski, a man barely alive. Gentlemen, we are going to rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the modern equipment. We have the brain power. We have the capabilities to make the world's first bionic man. Stan Oski will be that man. Better than he was before. Stan Oski, the $6 Man. Better, stronger, faster.
Man, woman, birth, death, infinity.
Ben Crazy.
I think he's coming too, Doc.
Doctor, is the operation over?
Yes, it is, and we have good news and bad news.
What's the good news?
Good news is that the leg transplant operation was perfect. You're going to be fine.
Oh, what's the bad news?
Bad news is we couldn't find a perfect match.
I remember it as though it were yesterday. Inspector Bush, Constable Smythe, and I were aboard the 7:20 out of London. The inspector was put on the train in London, instructed by Scotland Yard to find out who murdered Sir Everett Strongheart, the world-renowned British movie producer. I remember looking at my timepiece. It was exactly midnight. That's me. My name's Thursday. I'm a constable. The inspector was rather nervous, as I remember. He'd assembled all the murder suspects into one car. The inspector studied the suspects carefully. Lord Bennington. He could have killed Sir Everett, his motive jealousy. Sir Everett was a superior cricket player, you see. There was Sir Everett's nephew. He could have killed his uncle for his inheritance. It could have been Bruce Strongheart, the famous hair designer. Sir Everett once threw him physically off his movie set. Or perhaps the Russian Countess Svetlana. Her political views were opposite those of Sir Everett. Then there was the wealthy American John Rinaldi, who was the only one without an obvious motive to commit the crime. I can still remember the inspector's first words to the suspects.
You're probably wondering why I've called you all here. 1, at my feet lies the body of Sir Everett. 2, he's dead. 3, he was stabbed to death with a knife from the dining car. And lastly, the murderer is in this car. All of you had an obvious motive for stabbing Sir Everett, all but one, that is, the American, which made my deduction more difficult. But nonetheless, one of you shall hang for this hideous crime. And that person is you, the American.
What? Okay, you think you're pretty smart, don't you, Inspector? Sure I did it, but you'll never get me in.
Grab him!
Never! Okay, you've got me, but I'm glad you here. I couldn't stand those lousy, boring English movies he made. I'm glad, glad I did it.
Poor chap. But tell me, Inspector, how did you know it was American that committed the crime?
Elementary, Lord Bennington, elementary. Come on now. Back to your car. There's nothing wrong seeing. Come on, hurry.
They complain about all kinds of sort of embarrassing, oh my God.
Get it! Hi there, new talent timers, and welcome to the part of our show where we present you, our viewers, displaying your talent. The show where you get to control your own destiny. So without further ado, here is our new talent for today. Hello, sir, and what is your name?
Bob McGuire.
And Bob, what are you going to be doing today?
I'm going to be doing an original song I wrote especially for this show.
Okay, here is Bob!
Moon over Parma, bring my love to me tonight. Guide her to East Lake underneath your silvery light. We met in Ashtabula. She was doing the hula. I handed her my radishes and pledged my love that night. Moon over Parma, won't you bring my love to me? Shine on the freeway to guide her AMC. Get her past the radar Mounties, bring her to Lake County. Moon over Parma tonight. Moon over Parma, shine on I-271, 'cause 'cause we can't get together in the warm light of the sun. I'm asking you, don't fail. Get her safely through Lindale. I can't go to Parma, 'cause my Edsel will not run. Moon over Parma, where the pink flamingos stand. I need her kisses and the soft touch of her hand. We're going bowling, so don't lose her in Solon. Moon over Parma, tonight, I said tonight. Moon over Parma, tonight, tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. A gallant try, but maybe next time. Chuck, tell the folks how they can be on New Talent Time.
Thank you, Johnny. But before we do that, an exciting offer. Mr. Bob McGuire has made available to us the words and sheet music to Moon Over Parma. If you would like this, all you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we will send you the words and original music by Bob McGuire to Moon Over Parma. Now, if you would like to be on New Talent Time, here's all you have to do. Send us a card or letter with your name, address, and phone number, and send that card to New Talent Time, care of Big Chuck and Little John, 5800 South Marginal Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44103.
Please turn on your magic beam.
Well, group, that's it for today. Hope you had fun.
Hey, we did, and we thank you for joining us. And don't forget to check out our website sometime, BigChuckandLittleJohn.com.
So until next time, gang, be good and peace.
Bye!